Right guys, so you've decided you want to buy yourself an associated B7. Well, there are two versions available. There is one which is the D, the dirt version, which is actually meant to be for lower grip conditions, and there's this one which is sort of the standard carpet kit, which is meant to be for higher grip surfaces. What one do you buy? Well, in this video, we are going to show you the differences between the kits and which one is the better one to buy. As you can see, we have bought both for our sins. We've already done a build video. This isn't going to be a build video. If I'm clever enough, I'll put a link somewhere up there to our build video on this, which was the carpet spec car. And what I'm going to do now, I am going to build up the D version car. This is a brand new kit. Build it up, and I'm just going to cut in bits where it's different to the carpet car, either in actual parts that are supplied, or perhaps we'll even just talk about some of the setup issues. So here we go. B7D, what's the difference between the two? So the first step, we have built up the front end, or the front suspension. This is not a build video, guys. This is definitely not a build video. It's just to show you the differences. So number one, which we probably all knew, this is the carpet car, has front roll bar. Dirt car doesn't. It's mean of them, isn't it? Also, take this one off, you can see they also put a 1mm washer. This is only a setup thing. 1mm washer under that ball stud. That's to do with the height of the kingpin. And again, okay, guys, this is not a build video, but the top hat washers on the carpet car, these are actually the carpet car, I swapped mine around for tuning. You get a 3 and a 0. On the dirt car, you get, if you can see, a 2 and a 1. So you would actually, that is actually off the dirt car and that's off the carpet car, but they're different. Ironically, when you buy these as a kit, I believe you get the 0, 1, 2 and 3 all together, but I don't know why they couldn't put all of them in the kit. So that is main differences on the front end. So guys, we're on to the rear of the car. There's quite a few setup changes on this compared to the carpet car. We've got different toe in and anti-squat they recommend from kit. It's 3° toe in and 2° anti-squat, but again, you can change that. That's no part difference. The height of this link here is actually only 2mm in there compared to 4 on the carpet setup, and also the height of the rear axle, it's only, I think it's +1 up on the dirt, whereas it's +2 on the carpet. And also it recommends using the standard roll center rear hubs and not the high roll center, but again, they're all parts that come in the kit. But again, you don't get a rear roll bar. You can see it here on the carpet car. You don't get the rear roll bar. You do get, teasingly, you get this bracket for it, and you also get the drop links for it, but not the roll bar itself. And now we do come on to probably the biggest difference with the dirt car. It's the bit that goes in here. Yes, you get a ball diff with the dirt car, and with the carpet car it's a gear diff. So that is probably the biggest, if not the biggest difference on the B7 range. And I said we weren't going to do a build video, but here is how to build up this diff, because it is a completely different process to doing a gear diff. So guys, here we have the associated B7 ball diff laid out. Not a lot different, to be honest, to the B6 series ball diff. In fact, it's very, very similar, but it won't fit. You can't use the B6 diff or the B6 ball diffs in the B7. They're very, very similar. There is a little trick we think we can do to make them fit, but we'll cover that in another video. First thing to mention is when you get your diffs, make sure you give the output drives, this surface here, and the rings a good clean. I just use some brake cleaner, just degreases it, because you'll find there'll be oily residue on this from the manufacturing process. In fact, I should have shown you before I cleaned these off, because there's quite a lot of oil and that on here, and you could see it come off on the rag that I cleaned it with. So the first step, we've got some grease. Associated very kindly give you grease in the pack or in the box. I'm not going to use the actual one in the box because I just haven't got it to hand. I've got some here which I've got in the pit box. This is just silicone grease which we use on the Diff gear. This Diff gear is actually the same as the B6 range. What I'm going to do first of all, I'm just going to put a small amount of grease in each of these holes on the Diff. Now, there are lots of ways to build up these diffs. They all vary differently. I mean, I know some people just put the balls in and smear the grease around. I like to try and get some grease in those holes because it helps to lubricate the balls as when they're in the holes. Now, you're always meant to put a little bit of grease on the back of the where the drive ring goes. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there. I'm just going to move it around on there like so. I'm going to wipe off the excess. So I've seen when some people build up gear diffs and some quite well-known names, they seem to use so much grease. I've always been told that you don't really want to use too much grease. Or, sorry, you can use too much grease. It doesn't really benefit. And in fact, on some kits, I know they don't even recommend putting the grease on here with the rings. But it recommends to do it on this one. So we'll do it on this one. So now I am going to pop the balls in. Now, there's a good little tip here. Can you see this side has got 3 little recesses, which means the balls go in much easier when you have these 3 dots down. The hole is slightly bigger this side. So there we go. Do you see that just drops in? So the most boring part, you don't need to see me do this. So we'll put all these balls in. All the balls are nice in there. Now, I am going to just put a little bit more grease. I'm actually going to put some grease on the drive rings here. Obviously, what you can do is you can just run the grease around the top of those balls there. But, obviously, if you're not careful, you'll pull all the balls out. And they are a loose fit, the balls are in here. If I turn this upside down, they will all fall out. But first things first, we have a bearing that goes in this recess here. And if you've got the carpet spec car, these are the 2 bearings you have left over at the end of the build because they give you a complete set of bearings and you don't need them obviously on the gear diff. We are then going to pop over the, what's that? That's the male drive because obviously it's got the pointy bit. We then put another bearing over the top like so, and then I put that on there like that, and that's actually just check to feel for some smooth diff action. You do, be careful, keep it that way up, and then we will build up the thrust washer. So the thrust race. Now, what Associated don't tell you is these 2 washers are actually different sizes. These holes are not a lot. In fact, you might even be able to see it. They are a different size. And what you can do to actually test calipers, you can measure it. Put it on the screw and feel for that side movement. You'll feel one has more movement than the other. And it doesn't tell you why this is. It doesn't say what the correct order there is to do. Now, my thinking is, and looking at what other people do, it is a case of putting the big washer on first, or the big hole washer on first. Whether that's right or not really sure, but that's what I do. So this is where we now use the black grease. Okay, so don't be frightened to use too much of this because we'll wipe it off in a minute. But I smear plenty around there. Then I put the cage on. I put the exposed part of the cage up when you put it on the screw. Again, that's just the way I prefer, and that's the way that most people seem to build them. I then put a reasonable amount of grease on the top of it as well, because you want to get it all around those balls. This is the messy part. And then again, of course, these groove washers are face down onto the balls, so the bottom one faces up effectively. And then that is our thrust race assembly done. I just wipe off that excess grease, because obviously grease will attract dust and you don't want that. So that is the thrust race done. Right, so that is our thrust race assembly done. Now, you need to make sure you get this next step the right way round, because you can only put the... That's why you hold your diff together, otherwise it falls to bits like that. Cut. We'll cut those balls back in. There we go, all back together. Now this is actually an important point. I was actually just going to show you this anyway. The nut, or sorry, the screw, what's it called? The thrust race goes in from this side, from the female drive cup. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put that on the end of a 2mm driver. We then put the spring in here, and then the nut carrier, etc., in there, and you should start to do it up, and you'll see the ends of that white nut carrier moving down towards the bottom of that output shaft. Do it very gently and you'll start to feel some diff action. If you get it in the wrong way round, if you put that in that side, it just doesn't work, it just doesn't fit, and you can end up breaking things. So make sure you don't do that. Apparently made to tighten it up all the way, so that is to the bottom of that output, and that effectively is the diff done. Yes, obviously you've got to break it in when you get it in, put it in the car. So you put it in the car, hold one wheel, rev your motor up a little bit, feel if it's loose or tight, then loosen it off or tighten it up. But we won't cover obviously that. That's for when you actually get your car up and running. The last thing you can do, now a lot of people don't bother with this, is actually put the dust cap on the side where the thrust race is. That does actually go in there like that. We will show you, but it does affect the diff action apparently. So a lot of people don't bother. It does just go in like that if you want to. But that is the B7 diff done. So now fitted our differential in there. Hope you like the build video for that. Now, shocks, they are different on the dirt car. Again, nothing hugely different. You've just got slightly softer springs, grey and white, as opposed to orange and grey. Grey on the front, orange on the front of the dirt carpet car, white on the back of the dirt, and grey on the back of the carpet. But again, they're a tuning aid, so that's not really an issue. You get slightly different pistons in the front. You've got a 1.8 in the front compared to a 1.6 in the carpet, so theoretically it's going to be slightly lighter damped. In all honesty, the standard damping positions or the standard damping settings with oil in these we can't get on with them. You do get 30-weight oil to put in both the back and the front, but that's just tuning aids. So it is different springs, but if you're going to race these competitive, you have all the range of springs anyway. And again, all these setup changes are just really just to give it a little bit more grip, because dirt generally is a lower grip surface than when you're going to be racing on carpet or AstroTurf or something like that. And the eyelet lengths on these, they've gone the extra 2mm on the front and the back, so it's +2 and +4. Compared to +2 on the back and 0 on the front of the carpet. It gives a bit more droop, a bit more suspension travel. So we've just finished off the dirt spec car. And the only other thing I did just notice, which I should have noticed when I built it up, or I forgot to mention, is the spring's different on the slipper. You've got the smaller, softer, I think it's a softer spring on the dirt, whereas on the carpet you have the bigger, slightly more aggressive spring. But that really is the only other difference, which I haven't mentioned. So guys, that is it. We have now built up a dirt car. I do like building these cars up. We do still have that same problem with the transmission, the misalignment of the rear transmission in the back there. And if you see, there's a lot of chatter about that. We've done some videos on it. I'll try and leave a link up here to the videos where the pins are too short. We've put the correct length pins in here, so hopefully C-block pull-out won't be a problem with it. But you're going to buy a B7. Which one are you going to buy? Well, the main difference is dirt has ball diff and no roll bars. Geared dirt has the geared diff in it and has roll bars on it. Ironically, I've actually got a ball diff. I run the ball diff on the carpet one because we run it on slightly lower grip AstroTurf. So which one do you buy? Well, buy them both. No, I don't think you need to buy them both. I think this one with an option of buying, so that's the carpet spec car with the option of buying a ball diff with it, is going to be pretty much covering all bases. There's very little difference. I mean, in the old B6 range, you had different gearboxes, different chassis even. There was a lot of differences where they're trying to generate the grip, whereas in this, I don't know whether it's a cop-out from Associated just to make the cars easier to build, less parts, but I mean, there's very little difference. You know, you could swap the two very quickly to get the difference between a carpet and a dirt spec car. So, and I know, just to clarify, I think the dirt spec car is actually a little bit cheaper because it has obviously not got the roll bars, etc. on it. They do tease you because they give you all the drop links and the mounts, but hey ho, that's just what Associated have done. So guys, I hope you've liked that video. I think that's nearly all we're going to do on the B7 just at the moment. We will do probably a video on comparing what bits you can use on from the 6.4 range into this, because there's a couple of bits we are going to use and which we have been using on our B7. But give us a thumbs up, guys, if you like that video. Click on the old subscribe button and the notification bell, all that malarkey, and we will be back again soon.